San Antonio College changed my life. It opened opportunities for me, not just academically, but also personally. I have been able to build relationships professionally as well as academically with my faculty and staff. So it is an amazing experience, and San Antonio College is so welcoming. That's what makes me call it home now.
Welcome to A Seat at the Table with the Alamo Colleges District, where we discuss current events, some challenges, and lots of solutions about what we do to serve our community. Today we have two special guests, and so we have Dr. Naydeen González-De Jesús, who serves as the 13th president of San Antonio College and the second female president of San Antonio College. Dr. González-De Jesús, or Dr. Naydeen, as she's known around campus, joined us in January 2023. And then our second guest is Ms. Destiny Espinosa, and Destiny was selected as Student Government Association President for San Antonio College this past summer. So is also beginning her term at SAC. And so what we're going to do today is just discuss about experiences that both Dr. Naydeen and Ms. Destiny have had here at SAC and also part of the Alamo Colleges. I do want to highlight that I've been informed by our public relations team that A Seat at the Table actually won a gold medal from NCMPR. And so we're excited. It's an award-winning podcast, but most importantly, we have two award-winning guests with us here today, and definitely proud of everything we do at the Alamo Colleges District, and proud of everything going on at San Antonio College. So we're going to go ahead and begin. I'm going to start first with Dr. González-De Jesús, Dr. Naydeen, and she's been with us, as I mentioned, since January of 2023. We're fortunate to have attracted her. She has a distinguished record of service both in higher education and also in public diplomacy within the Foreign Service. So previously, most recently, served as Executive Vice President for Student Success at Milwaukee Area Technical College. And I mentioned the Foreign Service, and she served as a public diplomacy official at the U.S. Embassy in Buenos Aires, Argentina. And so we were able to attract her through a very competitive national search, and she joined us here as a colleague in January. So welcome, Dr. González-De Jesús.
Thank you so much. It is truly a pleasure and an honor to be here with you today.
Wonderful. And then we also have Destiny, and Ms. Espinosa was selected in the summer and has been a student at San Antonio College and is now representing all 18,000 plus students at SAC, and also colleagues throughout the Alamo Colleges District, 70,000 students as a student government leader, not only at the college, but a student government leader throughout the district. So welcome, Destiny.
Thank you, Dr. Flores. Thank you for having us.
Of course. Well, I'm going to begin, and I'm going to ask Dr. Naydeen, what attracted you to SAC, to San Antonio, and to San Antonio College in particular?
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, I want to say that one of the things that pulled me here, right, is the fact that the students that we serve, they looked like me. They sounded like me. And many of them went through a lot of the things that I had to go through as I grew up. I grew up poor. I was raised by a single mom. I am the very first one in my household to pursue a higher education. So to me, it was very important to go to an institution where the students that we serve are truly the underserved. And because of that, that's the reason why I'm here. I believe in the power that education has to transform lives. and the power that education had in my life, not only in my life, but in the lives of those that are coming after me, of my own kids, right? Right now, to be able to give my kids the opportunity for them to also pursue a higher education and then to see the successes in their lives. It is all because I decided to pursue a higher education. So to me, it's important that we open doors of opportunity. And in order for that to occur for everyone that might benefit from pursuing an education, that's the key. That's the reason why I'm here. That's the reason why the team at SAC is doing everything that we can to ensure opportunities are open for everyone that might want to pursue them. Economic mobility is key. And as we know right now, our city, it is one of those that has the highest rate of poverty. So then what does that mean? That means that education is an urgent element right now. Yes. The urgency is there. And so one of the things that I'm hoping to do while I am here at SAC is to ensure we drive the message of the urgency of educating the communities that we serve. Our students do not have the luxury of waiting for us to sit around the table and discuss and agree and discuss some more to see if we agree. We need to act, right? And that's the reason why I'm here, because I've seen you, sir. I've followed you. And I said, that's the man I want to work for. And I love what we're doing here. We're transforming lives through education.
So, Dr. Naydeen, one of the things that you discussed was a fierce sense of urgency, the intentionality on your part working with your team. You've been here since January. So what are one or two things that you'd like to highlight for us related to economic and social mobility for SAC students?
Absolutely. Right now, we are working with the Aspen College Institute, and we are right now in an effort called Unlocking Opportunity. Unlocking opportunity means exactly that. We need to assess how we are transitioning our students from an associate's to a 4-year school, and or we need to ensure that our students are getting a family sustaining wage immediately after they complete with us at SAC. So those are the top two things that we are going to work on. In doing that, however, we need to make sure that we align the courses and the programs that we offer. They need to be in alignment with our workforce. We need to make sure that everything we offer is in alignment with the needs of our communities right now. For example, we are trying to improve our courses in nursing. We want to expand our RN to BSN. We also want to expand our First Responders Academy, our FRA. We want to ensure that the students that are coming through, that they're staying and completing. Those are key aspects that we know we need to work on in order for us to ensure that the students that are coming in, they complete, they stay, they complete, and that they're also getting jobs. One of the things that we're seeing right now at SAC is that our CCR rate, or our course completion rate, is high.
Yes.
That means our students, they start the course and they finish the course. But when it comes to our PGR rate or our passing rate, they're not passing. So what is it that we need to do then? We need to be intentional about the efforts that we're putting out there for our students to be able to succeed in the courses they're taking right now. Why? Because we can attempt to bring as many as can come through our doors, but if we don't help them stay, they won't pass their courses. If we don't help them pass, they won't stay. We need to ensure that we are retaining the students that we're getting. Not only that, but these are souls, these are lives that we are impacting. If we look at it from that lens, these are lives that are counting on us. It is our responsibility and the urgency for us to look very intentionally as to what we're doing outside the classroom, inside the classroom, and then we need to track the students that we serve to make sure that they're getting jobs.
Yes. Yes.
And that's the intent of unlocking opportunity, to ensure we assess successful post-completion outcomes.
Wonderful. So I think as noted, Dr. González-De Jesús, looking at students coming to SAC, being successful in a course, not only completing the course, but ensuring mastery of the content, right? Correct. Success in the course. Then success in the series of courses from term to term, and most importantly, that they are able to be placed and earn a wage that is family sustaining, supporting for many of our students, supporting not only themselves, but their families. I think that's one of the wonderful things about what we do in community colleges, but it's also one of the most critical things. So you see destiny right from the top. Dr. González-De Jesús has a high level of commitment, ensuring that students at San Antonio College come with the intent to pursue their dreams, but we want to make sure that they achieve them, that they are successful as part of that. What attracted you to San Antonio College?
Actually, my first interest was the medical field. I graduated, I was a COVID graduate, so that already had impacted my life so much. But my disability had many impacts that weren't very, very good actually in my life. And my primary interest was the medical field. And I tried different institutions and I asked if I could please join their program. But due to my disability, I was told no so many times. So many opportunities closed right in front of me. And a lot of people tell me, well, look for something else that you can do. But I was so discouraged. And the person I always go to is my mom. I was like, Mom, you know what? I'll just work. I was working at Walmart at that time. And I was like, well, I'll just work and then live from there. And she was, but you love school. Since I was a little girl, since I was 5, I used to tell my mom, I'm going to be a teacher one day. And I loved school. I woke up in the mornings and I attended and I love learning. And my mom was like, no, you're not going to disregard this passion you have for your education. And she was like, I don't know much, but I know about SAC. She was like, let's see what SAC has to offer you. And I still remember like it was yesterday. I came into the rock and roll event and they were like, we have this for you. I was like, is it okay if I'm in a wheelchair? They were like, yes. And I didn't look into the medical field, but something that interests me was the education program. And I was like, Mom, it's ironic because when I was little, I said I wanted to be a teacher. And after that, I attended my classes. I was enrolled as soon as that fall in 2021. And from there, I started getting involved. The Office of Student Life had events. And I started noticing, oh, wow, this is a nice environment. The people here are friendly. They actually are reaching out for me. I don't have to look for them. And SAC changed my life. It sounds cheesy, but it's honestly the truth. San Antonio College changed my life. It opened opportunities for me, not just academically, but also personally. I have been able to expand my knowledge in the experiential learning aspect of it, but I have also been able to build relationships professionally as well as academically with my faculty and staff. So it is an amazing experience, and San Antonio College is so welcoming that's what makes me call it home now.
That's wonderful. Well, you serve as, you were selected as SGA, Student Government Association President. You definitely have a commitment to SAC, as Dr. Naydeen, right, has a commitment to the students at SAC. What is something that you have identified, right, for your term as SGA President?
So I love to work with what is already the system. So we are working on unlocking opportunities by reimagining education. That's actually the second part of it. And Our purpose as Student Government Association is to bridge the gaps between administration and the student needs. So what we're doing is we are working on surveys, we are working on outreach to get the students to be a lot more involved, but also seeing what the problem is or what are the concerns, so we are able to make sure that they have access to the resources that are available. Because San Antonio College, not just San Antonio College, but all the Alamo colleges are full of resources. Yes. We just have to make sure that those are in dispose of the students and that they are aware of them. And if they're not, we have to see what can SGA do or who can we work with to make sure that those resources are being known and those resources are being utilized by the students.
Wonderful. What is a resource, or what are some of the resources that you think students should avail themselves more of, right?
One of the things we want to make sure to do is that as Dr. Naydeen mentioned, we want to make sure that they have a sustainable wage, they have opportunities in the work field. And some of the resources that are specifically for that are like the enrichment center. They offer a lot of opportunities, starting from building a resume to making sure that you are ready for an interview, and even offering communication to outside sources. We also have like Alamo on the Job, which are outside sources from like outside of the campus, but we also are now offering peer advisor opportunities, and those are great because you're able to balance a little bit more of a student life as well as get that experience right then and there in San Antonio College or in the rest of the Alamo colleges.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you, Destiny. Dr. Naydeen, the commitment you have from your student,
I am so proud of her.
One of your student leaders, and definitely the team. And I know you've been out and about connecting, right, with students, with staff and faculty. And so what does it look like going forward, right? We're just in the fall semester. We have a full academic year. This is going to be your first full academic year. Yeah. What are some of the other things we should look forward to at SAC with unlocking opportunities or with other opportunities at SAC?
Well, first and foremost, I am so proud of you, Destiny. The reason why we're doing what we're doing is because of Destiny and students like her. Our students, they are resilient and determined, and they want a better life, and they know they deserve a better life, and they also understand that education is key.
Yes.
So with that, the next few years of SAC are amazing. We are energized. We know our teams are all in for the students that we serve. We want to make sure that we continue to expand our partnerships with business and industry, with K through 12. We also want to make sure that we improve our systems and the methods that we have already in place to ensure our students have access, ensure they can stay, ensure they pass their courses. That is why they're coming to us. We want to make sure our students have a family sustaining wage. And for that to happen, sir, we are going to improve, continue to build upon the successes of the past, and ensure that we are in an intentional way looking internally at the work that we're doing, that we're bold enough to ask the questions that we need to ask and really assess ourselves. Are we doing everything that we're supposed to be doing for the students that we serve? Are we speaking the language that they can understand? Are we presenting the information in a way that not just the people we serve, but the parents, their households can also understand? We want to ensure that everyone has an opportunity of seeing SAC as the beacon and the light and the hope of the communities that we serve. We no longer want to wait for our students to come to us.
Right.
What we want to do now is we want to go to where the students are. If they don't want to come to us or cannot come to us, we want to make sure that we're taking SAC to the communities that we serve. We're going to be going more into the high schools. We're going to be going more into our libraries. We're going to be going into the churches and the temples. We're going to go to agencies and centers, again, taking us out of the campus, out of the four walls of where we are, and truly be intentional about bringing education where our people live, where our people are. That's the San Antonio College of the future. We can no longer stay put. Why? Because right now, as we speak, business and industry, they're moving like this.
Yes.
And they are getting our students. And our students are paying very, very high rates to attend institutions and schools that are being created by business and industry. But why is that? Because as community colleges across the nation, many times we take a very long time to create change. But what I love about our district is that we understand where the changes need to be made. And right now, as we speak, we are no longer going to sit still. We'll continue to move with the train that is a train of prosperity for all. Wonderful. That's key.
That is very key, and you can see why we're fortunate to have Dr. Naydeen with us on our team as president of San Antonio College and one of the leaders within the Alamo Colleges district. And I think it is that piece, right? The college without walls, having a college that's vested in the community, integrated into the community. Destiny, you mentioned your mother heard about SAC, right? So what was that particular connection? Was it through word of mouth, a friend, a community group? How did that occur? And what do you recommend then? I know you've had these conversations with Dr. González-De Jesús and others, but what do you think are some of the things that we should be aware of at Alamo Colleges to ensure that more individuals hear about the power that education and a credential has in our community?
I'm actually very glad we mentioned this because as Student District Council, we are actually working on that already. Wonderful. So my mother actually knew about it a long time ago. So she actually attended a few classes for her GED. Yes. And she knew a little bit about it. She comes from Mexico, yes. But at the same time, she knew there were resources out there and she pushed me towards that path. Mm-hmm. And just like her, there are many families. We are Hispanic serving institutions. Yes. And there are many families that we have to also target them to make sure they get the information so they can share with their children, with their daughters, son, or whoever, and their family members so they can see that these opportunities are available. So what we plan to do is to utilize all of our resources out there. Technology is huge right now, as well as social media. Mm-hmm. So we are proposing to use media and all of our other sources to make sure that this information, these opportunities are spread and that we target those families, not just in English, but also provide them in Spanish or all the common languages to make sure that they don't just know that they're out there, but they understand how they would benefit each and single person who attends the Alamo Colleges. So we want to work on that and make sure that this is something that is available for all of our communities and share all these opportunities with everybody, not just here in San Antonio, but maybe even outside San Antonio. So.
That's wonderful. I think that's one of the pieces when we look at the several million individuals within our community. You mentioned Hispanic serving, right? So 67% of our students are Hispanic or Latino. 79% are students of color. One of the things in working with a national group, whether it's the Aspen Institute or Achieving the Dream highlighted a demographic profile in which there are about 80,000 individuals within our community who are undocumented. There are several 100,000 individuals who are justice impacted. About 13% of our population we know from the census. Actually, their majority language is not English. It's a language other than English, predominantly Spanish. So what are the things that we can do, as both of you mentioned, with the deep passion and commitment to ensure that we connect to individuals? We're sitting at a table now. The table needs to be broader. It needs to be bigger. We need to have more folks around the table to create shared prosperity, to create those family-sustaining wages in specific programs, whether it's in teaching or in healthcare or in IT. that individuals can ensure they can provide for themselves and for their families and move from struggle to success. So as we look to the future, this is just a wonderful conversation to have both of you here. Commitment from the college president, commitment from the student government president, right? And very similar stories and very similar commitment. What should the audience be mindful of? Oftentimes we talk about a call to action. A call to action. You've mentioned the call to action that you have articulated to colleagues at the campus, call to action to students on campus and throughout Alamo. What is something that folks tuning in can assist us with as a call to action to ensure prosperity for everyone?
For sure. So don't be scared to take a risk and look at all the opportunities available. So there is so much we can do. But if you are considering going into education, not just necessarily to earn a professional career through academics, but also vocational, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to reach out and ask what is available for me, because the Alamo colleges offer so many things, and I'm sure anybody who comes and looks for something will find something that is in their interest and something that will benefit them to earn that sustainable wage, to make sure that their families know that they are being supported by something great, an opportunity that is being given by the Alamo colleges. So don't be afraid to reach out. We are always here to help, from professionals such as Dr. Flores, Dr. Naydeen, or any in the Alamo colleges. We want to help you. We want to help you find your path within the Alamo colleges. So that's what I would suggest. Make sure to reach out. Don't be afraid. We are here to help you. So.
Well, that is wonderful. I wanted to ask, before we started the podcast, you've mentioned your mother, but you are a SAC family. So you also mentioned, can you tell us a little bit about your sister?
Yes. So my sister, Evolet, she is 14 years old, and this is her first year in high school. And I'm super, super proud of her. Just this week, actually, she was chosen to be class president. So she is also going through the path of leadership, and the fact that she knows of SAC and all the opportunities out there. She is in the health tech program. So she wants to pursue a career in nursing. And starting as her young age, she's already seeing the great implement into the system. She knows, I have my ACES account, and she shows me. And I love that we are offering these opportunities for students in high school, that they already have opportunities to make sure that their career is secure by offering associate degree plans and many other resources. So she is also on her way to earn her SAC diploma. So and just in high school. So if we make sure that more students are aware of these opportunities, imagine the impact we can have in our future generations.
That is wonderful. So Evolit is at H-Tech, which is at Fox Tech and SAISD, right, and pursuing her interest in healthcare. And so that is phenomenal as a SAC family. What do you take from that, Dr. González-De Jesús?
Absolutely. So you had asked, what is our call to action? My call to action would be our partners in the workforce, our employers. Employ our students, hire our students. Our education is excellent, and our students, they leave our four walls with the know-how, but also with the desire of getting a family sustaining wage. Another call to action: once we hire the students that finish with us, we want to make sure that they're getting a family sustaining wage. So across the board, throughout the county and the city, we need to look at ways to increase the pay rate. Because right now, our students, they are being impacted by the pay rate, right? They're impacted by the salaries that they receive, but they want to make sure that they're paid well, and they also need to continue their education. So for the students that already finished with us, I already spoke about the employers,
right?
A call to action for them. I also spoke to our city and county, a call to action to begin to look at the pay rate across the board. But now I want to speak to the students that we serve. Finish what you started. You can do it. It's possible. There is a hope and a future for your life. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. And it is my expectation that you as a student, if you came through our doors, you have the opportunity of walking down the stage and receive your diploma. Not only that, but if you finish and you want to continue, I encourage you to continue and transfer. We have over 2,000 transfer agreements. That means that somewhere you can transfer. Mm-hmm. There is an opportunity for you to transfer at times at no cost and at times at a very low cost. Right now, our partnerships and scholarships across the board, across the county, we're working very, very well with our partners to ensure that you continue to receive the funding and the scholarships that you need. So if money is something that you're concerned about, and that is one of the things that is going to stop you from continuing on with your education, do not think about it. Simply reach out to us. And we are there to assist you and ensure you have the resources that you need to succeed. Again, if we want to unlock opportunity for your life and those in your household, we will make sure we walk the journey with you and we'll provide you the resources and connect you to the people and the agencies that will ensure those doors are open for you as well. Thank you.
That is wonderful, Dr. González-De Jesús, Ms. Espinosa. I think one of the wonderful things is you can see why San Antonio College was the #1 community college in 2021, winning the Aspen Prize, and continues to have a journey of excellence. Most importantly, of commitment and passion to the students, ensuring that they do have opportunity, beginning at 14 and continuing all the way, right? The commitment to provide opportunity to bring more folks around the table and to reinvent and reimagine the ways that we can connect with individuals to bring them to San Antonio College and the Alamo Colleges District. I want to thank Dr. González-De Jesús for being the 13th president of San Antonio College. I want to thank Ms. Destiny Espinosa, Student Government Association president, for being with us today at Seat at the Table.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.